Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look on a team that you might already know when you follow my channel for a longer time, as I basically immediately showcased this team when we got the community day for Talonflame. I thought it's a good team, then I covered it I think one or twice more afterwards because it was always performing really well. And then I looked for a fun team for the Go Battle Night, which was yesterday in my time, most likely also for you, because I think I'm still going to upload it on Friday. And I tried to find a team that is really good for that, and yeah, I ended up playing this team for I think 15 sets. No, 14 sets, so 14 sets in total. And yeah, I went, I think, up more than 300 points with this team, so it was pretty nice, and especially like 300 points getting up with this team. We played them all like back to back, and after a while my brain was just fried. Like I cannot really play this game for longer than maybe 2.5 hours straight. Afterwards, like my decision making is really wrong, and like in general I play like trash. So I think if I played this team like basically fresh every time, I would have easily climbed up to 3,600 or something. So I only climbed up to 3,400. Definitely made a lot of mistakes in the later games. I show you the early games because they were more like how you should play them, and so you should play them when you have like no idea what's going on anymore. Yeah, it's always interesting with Go Battle Night. At least we're gonna see it for the next season. We have to change that it's for the whole day and not only for 6 hours. That we can do the battles, because like it's just too much. It is just way too much. I just always forget the leads I had against me. I forget the counts, and like I don't really pay attention to the battles anymore. And still I climbed up pretty high with this team, which is hilarious. But it's definitely a super good team. Maybe if you play when you are more like into the game, it's better. But yeah, it's fine. Yeah, my opponent is a Venusaur in the lead again, really good for us. Venusaur in general, I saw a lot of Venusaur with the team in the lead, which is beautiful because, like, yeah, I don't know what do they want to do. I'm actually gonna stay in and shield once at least, because I guess he is weaker to it in the back, otherwise he would swap out already. He's an Azumarill. Just gonna go for a Brave Bird, maybe get my shield back, because I'm already boosted, and that's what's gonna happen here. I can go into the Vigoroth and basically see if he wants to swap out of here, and he does want to do that into the Skarmory, which is beautiful for us, because we still have our Vigor, we have our Talonflame here. We're gonna shield the move, and we're gonna be able to go for another Flame Charge. I think he also shields, but we can get some damage on him with the Incinerate damage now, which puts him into range of Ferrothorn, and there is nothing that my opponent can do anymore. So that's a good game, because yeah, you have Azumarill here, cool. I can throw a Power Whip. Azumarill does nothing against Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn in general was such a nice closer, but yeah, you have Mirror Shot here on this thing. I usually don't use Mirror Shot in the back. Like, I think I would recommend you Flash Cannon instead, to be honest. Why? It's because it's a closer, and like you don't really have to bait most of the times. Sometimes it's good, but most of the time I think Flash Cannon is a bit better, because then you can hit stuff like Altaria, which is really crucial for you to hit, because his team is not as good against Altaria. And yeah, this game is actually a game that I lost because I heard of someone else talking to me. Like, I was of course in a call with friends on Twitch live, and yeah, my friend said, yeah, you can win this like easily if you have a shielded energy advantage. But okay, yeah, I can shield once and get my shield back or something. It wasn't the case, so I had to shield twice here. What I would have done when I did like on my own, I would have just no shield in general after the first move, and then just farm down with my Talonflame, because I take a Sky Attack, and I don't take a Rock Slide really well, so yeah. And when you're gonna see what he has in the back, if I just played like my way, I would have definitely won this game, because you're gonna have a Shift Rate in the back, and I would have easily won this game if I just played it like how I wanted to play, but yeah. Do your own decisions, don't let anybody else talk into you. Yeah, my friend definitely doesn't meant it bad there, but I definitely would have won this if I played the way I wanted to play. I guess like going for a Talonflame sweep is always a good play anyway, because there's nothing really that can handle it other than Bastion. Basically, Bastion completely erodes Talonflame, but you don't see that thing that often anyway, do you? Oh wait, here we do. But it's fine. Even though, like, yeah, this team in general is not as good against Bastion. Like, you have the Vigoroth against it, which is okay, and we have, like, okay, also, like, the backline is okay when you have, like, shields. I think you win on 2 shields with the Ferrothorn. I don't know if that changed because he has like now XL Bastardon. I don't know for sure. That might be the case. Here against Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is also a bit tough, but also not that tough. We actually get the extra move in here, which is huge. We can survive this, we can go for another move and see what he has in the back. Most of the time it's Double Dark in the back. It's Empoleon in the back and a Sableye. I think, yeah, I can bait here once and maybe get the attack debuff, which I don't. And yeah, I don't really have to bait there. I just like, I need more damage on him anyway. Like 1 power won't KO this thing. And I just hope that this would be better. But he still gets to another move. I have to shield here. And can I swap out? Oh, I lagged there. I lagged there for 1 turn. I think that's actually cost me. I lagged like for 1 turn. And yeah, he can farm me down because of that. Yeah, I remember this game. I was like so pissed off because like he saw me standing still instead of throwing my move, and he just got the extra move in there. Like it was not even that he like snuck it in there or anything like this. My Pokemon just stood still, like he didn't do anything. Which was beautiful. And this cost me the game. This game was definitely winnable if that didn't happen. So very cool. Very nice. Against Sableye swaps, it's always kind of tricky to deal with. I most of the time stay in. If he throws a charge move, I just don't really shield anyway with my Talonflame. If he like doesn't, like I don't know, I just go into Vigoroth after a while. I can KO this thing. We have a shield advantage now. We have a switch advantage now. We're in a good spot. And Venusaur comes back in. We have our Talonflame for that. And against Stunfisk, we can just go into the Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn doesn't really care about Stunfisk that much. And we still have our Talonflame. If we keep the shields for Talonflame, we're in a good spot anyway. Because Talonflame with 2 shields, like, what does he want to do there? Like, have fun. I can just farm you down with my Incineroids. Nothing he can do. And yeah, he goes for a Rock Slide here. Can KO. He goes into the Venusaur, tries to catch the move perfectly fine. And yeah, what's the deal with that? Yeah, goodbye. I still had 2 shields there. Next opponent, we have Swampert in the lead, the worst thing that you really want to face, but we have our Vigor as a safe swap. We can survive 1 move here and pressure him a bit. I think we win this in 2 shields actually, because of the counter damage. But my opponent swaps out into Drapion, and Drapion is actually a problem for this team, because we don't have Flash Cannon on the Ferrothorn. If we had Flash Cannon on the Ferrothorn, I think that would be easier, as we survive basically everything other than Crunch. He shields here perfectly, and I have to go into my Talonflame. He goes for the Aqua Tail, and he can go for another Aqua Tail. And it's really awkward. And okay. Do we swap out after this? Does he shield here? He doesn't shield, that's good for us. We can swap out into Ferro. I shield here, which is stupid. Shield a Sludge Wave. You could have had Earthquake, but usually in Red League you run Sludge Wave for Azumarill, otherwise like you have a worse matchup there. So yeah, the shield was not necessary, but seeing what he has in the back, the shield was nice, because Sludge Wave definitely does more damage than Body Slam from a Lickitung. Especially when the attack fell from a Lickitung, and I can go for another move here. Use Power Whip, and he is debuffed already, this does nothing against me. I can swap out. My opponent goes into Swampert, can KO me, but like, what do you want to do here? Like, I can go for a Bullet Seed, KO you, and I can go for some more Bullet Seeds, KO you. Good game. He actually surrendered with 1 HP. Definitely worth it. Next up, Golbat against us. Golbat is also a bit trickier. I don't know how I played this. Of course, he didn't... Like, how did I didn't get the extra move in there? That was beautiful. Of course, he throws immediately without, like, any quick move denial or anything like that. Why would you? But still worked out for him. Cool. He can go for a Body Slam. I had to swap out there. He has 2 shields down at least, and goes into Scrafty. Very interesting play. He gets an extra quick move in there again. I think I stood still there again. I don't know why. And he throws a charge move here. I don't know why. That was so bugged during the Battle Night. I throw like... I throw... always when I throw my charge moves, I just stand still there all of a sudden, instead of like my opponent actually sneaking in a move. I just stand still there and do nothing. Oh, so stupid. And here we're in a really bad spot actually. I think there's nothing we can really do here. As we don't have Flash Cannon, so we will not KO him with 1, and he gets to 2. We cannot really shield. There's very nothing we can do here. We can go for 1 more Mirror Shot, and now like he has a Digger Speed in the back. Maybe there is a chance still. We get the extra movement, which is huge. He goes for a Fire Punch. If we can get to 2 power ups, we're going to be able to KO this thing, and I think we can get there. So after a game that looks really, really bad, as we're like 10 times debuffed and only have the Ferrothorn left, we actually might come back here now, and we're going to win this game because Stuff Flickers being in the back. That was lucky, but in general, oh yeah, against you, yeah, K500, one of the persons who actually support me since the start of my streaming and YouTube career, so thanks a lot for that. Here we're gonna see G-Fist lead, not the best, but she goes for the Earthquake there. And yeah, she has a Zoomer on the back, most likely XL, looking at the damage. Which is fine for us as we still have the Ferrothorn. And she farmed us perfectly down here, as she can go for an Ice Beam. Ice Beam doesn't really do anything. I think I'm gonna try to farm her down now. Ice Beam again. Yeah, I think I can farm her down in time. And I have to Moose Dodge. She goes into the Sableye, and I think we're already in a good spot. I don't know how she wants to win this anymore, as she can take those power whips, but I still have my Talonflame here, and I think at this point I'm just gonna go for the boost and try to farm her down, because she doesn't have energy really, like she doesn't have a lot of energy because she threw the Earthquake against my Vigoroth, and this gives me the opportunity to just farm her the whole way down. I think there's nothing she can do here anymore, and this is gonna be a good game. And next up, we're gonna have Skarmory against us in the lead, really good for us. My opponent stays in for a bit and then goes into Scrafty. I'm just gonna bait here because most people think that I go for the Brave Bird, but he didn't, so I just have to stay in here. He goes for a Foul Play and then I swap out because I know that I can farm down now, and I'm in an okay spot. And he goes back into the Skarmory, I'd say. But I don't think my opponent can actually really farm me down here. I don't think you can. Can you? Maybe you can. Oh, this looks tough. Do you throw? He didn't throw yet. This looks tougher than I expected. He can farm me down. I get the Incinerate through, which is nice. I have to shield here now. He goes for Brave Bird, and he let it go. So the Skarmory is gone. He has only a Swampert in the back. Have fun with the Brave Bird. He doesn't even shield. And we're just gonna completely destroy him. He had a Grass Type in the back, so it didn't really matter, but good game there. Next up, this game. He had a Shadow Gardevoir in the lead and goes into a Hypno. Like, what the hell? And I actually catch the move perfectly fine with my Ferrothorn. But you're gonna see one big problem on this team, which is not really a problem anymore. Shadow Machamp. Shadow Machamp is something that you don't really face at all recently because of there being better fighters around, basically. That's the main reason. He gets the extra counter in there, which is of course bad, but it's fine. We have all bullshit's gone here. But I'm kind of scared that he gets to 2 moves, so I'm just gonna try to catch a move on my other one. And I think that's cost me the game actually. I could have played that better. If I threw my move immediately, I would have been fine. But like this, I'm not. He goes for a cross chop here only, but I have to go for the Brave Bird as my opponent goes into a Gardevoir, and Gardevoir would KO me most likely, or like I wouldn't KO him with one Flame Charge. So good game there. We sadly lost that, barely, with the counter damage from the Machamp. Next up we have Jellicent. Jellicent also really tough for this team to deal with, but we can catch the Shadow Ball on our normal type, even though we cannot really do anything back there. We're still in our case, but he has Ice Beam as well, which is fine. We can go for some Bulldoze. Like, we don't really have to care about what's happening here right now. I think I actually can shield. Yeah, I shield this because I can get the shield back anyway with my Bulldoze. And yeah, I can either realign my Pokemon or get his shield here. I can realign my Pokemon, so I'm fine with that. He goes into Nidoqueen. I already have Moose Dot on my Talonflame, so I'm fine with that. But I actually go into my Ferrothorn first because I know that he goes for the Poison Fang immediately. And I can try to go for the Power Whip, see what he has in the back now. Maybe he does not shield. He does not shield. It's a Stunfisk and we can just Flame Charge him down. This should be a good game. I don't think my opponent can do anything against me anymore. As he is right now, I think at a Rock Slide, but do I even shield here? I don't think that was the right play. Yeah, he gets another move. I mean, it doesn't really matter, because this puts him basically in Power Whip range, the extra Incinerate, so that was actually huge, but yeah, like the shield was okay. It wasn't the best. I think saving the shield would be better in this situation, but it was fine. And into the last game, we have the most common team, which you always face, which is Venusaur and Sableye and Galarian Stunfisk. A team that I actually don't really think that it's that good. I mean, it's okay, but I don't like it. I don't really like playing it either, so I'm not playing it. But if people are successful with that, why not? But our team is really good against us, so we don't really have to care about this anyway. And yeah, I'm gonna try to actually get a video out for Season 9 soon with best teams for that. Now we know what the meta changes are, which gonna be like nearly nowhere because like there's not a lot of stuff changing sadly. But yeah, I hope they are gonna get this out on the weekend, maybe on Sunday, maybe on Saturday. I have to see how fast I'm gonna do that. And I hope I see you in the next video. You have a great rest of your day, and yeah, maybe you try this team out to climb to the last rank you need.